Hey guys, Darren here. Going to talk about distributors today. A couple things before we get into it. One, I'd like to put a list of, key points or whatever at the bottom of the description where you guys can click around. I probably won't have that this video because it's all about distributors. And I'm going to bounce around a lot. It's just a video I've wanted to do, but I kind of dread it. I've got 3 of my reps from different distributors watch my videos, and I don't want to piss them off too much. But I want to be as transparent as possible, so it's kind of a fine line. I hope I don't, make anyone too mad. But I've been getting a lot of distributor questions and I wanted to answer them. Sorry, I always like to swing back and forth when I talk and I don't want to make you guys dizzy. But, so I haven't even put any thought into what direction I'm going to go with this video. I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to go. That's how I do things. So let's jump into it. First of all, your distributors, a lot of questions I have are, who should I get as a distributor? It's a great question. Very hard to answer. Now, if you're going to go the route of Magic the Gathering, go through Wizards, of course. Wizards of the Coast, you can get 3 cases per set that's in print per week. Every Saturday, you'll get an email, and it'll tell you what you can order, your pre-orders coming up, all this, all that. They're also Kaijudo, too, Wizards of the Coast are, so keep that in mind. So, usually a lot, you just kind of max out and go from there. They're going to be the cheapest. By the way, I feel like I forgot to tell you something during the intro. I have no idea. I had it in my head, but anyways, I'll get there. What was I going to say? Okay, sorry. They're by far the cheapest, so it's kind of an auto do. Now, if you're doing something like HeroClix, NECA, keep in mind, everyone's on the West Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, expect shipping delays. Like Wizards, you got to pay an extra $5 for 2-day air, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. NECA, they basically only do like UPS ground, last I know, and it was like 5-day ship time to get to me. And NECA will always put you last priority. They're going to ship to Alliance, they've got an agreement or a contract with them before they ship to you, so your shipments could be delayed by weeks. So it's better to go through Alliance, which we'll get to in a second. As for things like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, depends how much you go. Pokemon of America, I don't think has going direct with them. Konami, I'm not exactly sure. I don't do Yu-Gi-Oh, or not much. So I'm not sure with them. Other things, like if you're going to do Fantasy Flight games, they're amazing. Go through them. And other distributors, of course, but they're amazing. They're the best customer service. Their website's awesome. Ordering from them, getting your demos, that company bends over backwards for you. So actually contact them. As for other people like Ultra Pro, stuff like that, just go through distributors, this and that. Now, the important part of distributors, instead of going just to the manufacturers, let's say Wizards, for example. Most of this video is going to be about Magic the Gathering. It's the main people that are asking me questions, and it's the easiest, to correlate. But, so let's say you have a Magic store, and you need to get, Theros, for example. Now, Wizards, you can only get 48 boxes, max, for pre-order, and then 3 cases a week. So for a little mom and pop shop or just a little store, that's probably fine, 18 boxes a week. So, for most people, no, not at all. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to have to rely on a distributor. Most distributors will charge you more than Wizards, but it's just the nature of the beast. All distributors have different price points, and which we'll get into all of that. So, you're going to have to pick your distributor. Now, if you order, let's say you need, 6 cases a week, and you get 3 through Wizards and the other 3 through a distributor. It's going to look better if you're ordering double through that distributor. They're going to be happier because those reps get commission. So the happier you make them, the happier they want to make you, so on and so forth. So you're going to have to look at forming a good relationship with at least one distributor. Now, what I mean by relationship is these guys that you talk to, and girls, you're going to talk to them all the time. Multiple times a week, normally. They're going to be calling you, reminding you about pre-orders, getting your pre-orders, your shipments. Every Monday, I sit on the phone for a couple hours just bouncing back and forth to distributors. So you're going to be talking to them a lot. And the thing is, it's their job to sell you things. Now, they don't annoy the hell out of you. It's not displeasing to talk to them or anything, but they want to sell you things because they're trying to feed a family as well, and they're trying to keep their bosses happy. Everyone's trying to keep everyone happy. So if you get a distributor and you are only going to use them, let's say, for a backup distributor, just let them know that. When you talk to your rep, tell them, hey, I go through this distributor, but I need a couple backup ones to order every now and then. They'll understand. They've all heard it. That's exactly what I did when I talked to some of mine, and my distributors know basically where they are in the line for when I'm going to go to them. And some I literally talk to maybe once or twice a month when I'm like, oh crap, I can't find this, can I get this? They're happy to send it to me. So don't bullshit them. That's the thing. It's like kind of human nature to want to be like, to tell all of them, oh yeah, I'll order from you, I'll do this and that, try to either gain their favor or just save face or avoid, confrontation. Don't do that. It would end up being a mess. So just be straightforward and blunt with them. Now, as for price points, I don't want to give away distributor price points. That's one of the things that I don't care about with the transparency, but they probably do. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about any special deals I might have, nothing like that. I wish I could, but I'm not going to. But I will tell you, when you go to buy from, okay, let's see, this is the best way to do this. There's the biggest distributors, usually the ones that charge the most, but they've got the best stock, the deepest stock, and the best selection of products. So you take the good with the bad. Now, if you want to go through a distributor who's always going to have product for you, you're going to be paying more. So you're going to have to base your prices off of that. If you want to go with a distributor who's got the cheapest stuff, you might not get anything for a couple of weeks. It all depends on your business model, on what you're going to want to do on that. Now, I can name distributors by name because they're everybody knows, but Alliance Distribution they're a beast. They're ginormous. They're sister companies with Diamond. Now, Diamond is comics, so if you do anything with comics, you're going to go to Diamond. That's just it. Simple as possible. Go to Diamond. Alliance, they are exclusive for HeroClix, for NECA. They've got other exclusive, I think like the board games from Cryptozoic, they're exclusive for, but you can order, anyways, not to get too far off topic. But so if you're going to do HeroClix, which most game stores do, you're going to have an Alliance rep. Or order through NECA, which again, you're going to have a lot of late shipments. Better to go through Alliance. That's pretty much an auto thing that you do. There is Southern Hobby. There's the Magazine Exchange. There was Sports Images. Oh my God, there's ACD distribution. There's GTS distribution. There's a laundry list of distributors. Best thing to do, call all of them. Just call them and just talk to them. They've all got paperwork you have to fill out, but call them and talk. You might hate a certain rep. You might like a certain rep. Just get the feel of how you feel. Now, don't be afraid to also request a new rep. If you have a rep that you think just isn't good, request a new rep. It's as simple as that. You can do that. I've actually done that before. So it's a really painless process. Now I'm just kind of talking out my ass here and just bouncing around, but the biggest thing about your reps is the relationship. I've got a great relationship with a couple of them that I would not give up for anything. And it works fine. It works great, actually. And I actually like talking to a lot of them. Like I said, 3 of them watch these, the videos. Each for their different reasons. But the distributor you're going to work really closely with, and basically, they're going to have your back. Like I said, they want to feed their family, they want to sell you things, and they legitimately, I think, care about you. It's not a cold-hearted just business agreement where, like, if you call Coke because you're a Coke machine, or AT&T because of, them ripping you off for internet and all your TV or whatnot, you just talk to some rep that doesn't care about you at all. It's not like that. This person actually legitimately cares. So it's kind of, I don't want to say a friendship. That sounds kind of like weird and stalkerish, but just keep that in mind when you get distributors. Complete mind blank here. But basically, you're going to figure, let's say, I'll just do a thing here. Let's say Alliance, you get HeroClix from, and maybe that's all you want to get. Talk to your rep, say, hey, I need to get HeroClix from you. That's all I'm really looking to do. This is my kind of store, whatever. They'll understand. You might go through another distributor and be like, hey, I want Magic and Magic only mainly from you. And then another one be like, when I can't get Magic from another place, I'll come to you. Just be completely transparent. They'll understand. If they don't understand, they give you crap about it, or they make you feel bad about it, request a new rep. Simple as that. At the end of the day, it's your business that you're trying to take care of. Don't let the reps intimidate you. Don't let even getting a distributor intimidate you. You need to make your bills. It's simple as that. So don't be afraid of confrontation in the form of getting a hold of a manager and saying, I need a new rep, here's why. But anyways, my not original point, something I was going to say. The biggest reason, again, speaking of business, is allocation. Now, some places when you, let's say, you call them, be like, I want 1,000 boxes of Theros. They might be like, okay, cool, we got you 100, come the ship date. And then next time you're like, I want 1,000 boxes, they'll be like, we got you 125. Or maybe they're like, we got you 200. Every time you try to order a large amount, they're going to try to get you a little bit more each time because, well, they're rewarding you, basically. So if you're going to build up allocation, which is exactly what it's called, with some distributors, you want to make sure you, well, stick with those distributors. So make sure you like that distributor. And then just make sure that you're not going to, don't bounce around a bunch of distributors. Don't like promise one, be like, oh, I'll do the pre-release through you. And then next time be like, oh, I'll do the pre-release through you. And then through you. It looks bad to everybody. They're going to be like, well, why did they do Ravnica through me? Why did they do Gate Crash? They did Dragon's Maze, this and that and this and that. So stick with one and build your allocation. So when something like Theros comes out, you can be like, I want 400 boxes. And they're going to be like, okay, we'll get you 400 boxes. That takes forever to get to, but you can get there. And some distributors, you can't do that. Some have X amount, that's a cap, the most you can ever get. So ask. Be like, let's say I want to order 500 boxes of each Magic set from you. Okay, seriously, I keep forgetting that I'm using a Canon camera, not a camcorder. It only records like 10 or 11 minutes and then just shuts off on me because of HD. So, back to where I was going. Sorry about that, guys. It's probably going to happen again because this might be a long video. Okay, the allocations, right? So ask them, be like, what if I want 500 boxes of Magic every release? What's the protocol here? Don't be like, can you get it for me? But some are going to be like, this is the cap you can get. It's the same for everybody. Some are going to be like, we can try, but we won't know about a week before release, which is scary. And some will be like, well, as you order more, we're going to give you more. Simple as that. And they'll let you know about a month out. Some distributors, I'm not going to name names on any of this, but some will only let you know about a week before release how many you're going to get. Some will tell you about a month before release. So, like I said, with Wizards, it's always 48 boxes. There you go. So you can plan on that one. But with the allocations also, it's just, what was I going to say on that one? It's just easier to deal with one rep who knows next set you're going to want this, or this, or this, or this. And, they know you're going to grow and have growth, but it's just easier than trying to bounce around to different ones. I scoop up Magic from, like, basically everybody I can, because it's Magic, let's be fair. You can never have enough Magic product. But if it's something like, I want to say HeroClix there, but you can only go through, NECA. But if it's something like Pokemon, if you're not going to get a crap ton of it, sure, you can get 2 cases from each distributor if you want to, just keep them happy. But another thing to ask too is also how long it takes to receive your product when it leaves the warehouse. We've got 1-day ship time for most places. I order something on a Tuesday before 4 p.m., it shows up Wednesday. But some of them are 2-day ship time, and that's the earliest they can do. Now, usually they'll ship early. Like if it's a Magic release and you're going to have it on a Thursday, they'll ship it Tuesday instead of Wednesday. But it's just nice to be like, oh crap, I sold out of this. Get on the phone, have it the next day. There's thresholds you have to get to in order to get free shipping. It used to be like $300 for most distributors when I first started, but now it's up to like $650, $700 for most of them. They keep raising it because the costs just keep going up over the years. But it's really not that bad otherwise. If you're just like, I need 2 cases of Magic, or let's say a case of Magic, so it's, not going to get free shipping on a lot of places. Yeah, it's kind of heavy. It's quick math here. It's 6 boxes and 2.5 pounds per box, so there you go. It's kind of expensive if you were going to try to ship it, but they have a huge UPS and FedEx discount. It'll cost maybe $10 or $11, so don't worry about going under that, but usually $600. Let's see what just random things I can tell you about that, like that shipment. Oh, if you get short shipped, pretty easy. Call them and say, hey, I was supposed to get this, I didn't get that. They'll do an inventory check, see how it all matches up, usually just ship it straight to you. Sometimes you have your shipment go to another store, and usually that store is good about saying, hey, wait, why did I get this? This isn't for me, and reroute it to you. You'll deal with a lot. Actually, I'll tell you about some of that stuff. you'll deal with a lot of things like, before I've ordered, it was Dark Ascension. I ordered a case of Dark Ascension. I got a case of some weird random game. I'm like, what the heck is this? Called the distributor. I'm like, the shipper messed up, or the guy that's packaging all of it. The slip, the invoice said that I had gotten a case of Dark Ascension, but it didn't. They fixed it. They're pretty good about that. So as long as you don't try to, you know, bullshit them or anything, they'll take care of you. Don't be like, oh, I was supposed to get a case of Dark Ascension. You never sent it. Hee hee, when they did. If they catch you, you're screwed. Don't try something like that. So always when you get your shipment, I have to say this a lot because people don't do it. You get in the habit of just trusting it. Check the shipment. Look at your invoice. Compare it to the thing. You know, don't just put it on the wall and walk away, especially for release dates. You get a lot of product. You don't have to make the UPS guys stand there and wait. You don't have to do that, even though it says on the tape, like, check whatever. But you don't have to do that. I've never had a problem with that. UPS has sometimes short delivered me, but they catch it, the driver just comes back, delivers it. But the procedure is pretty much the same for when something gets messed up. Now, some distributors let you return product, some don't. If you buy it and you have buyer's remorse, some really hate when you send it back to them. Some don't care. Some are just kind of like, what, you bought this. What are you trying to do? So just think ahead. Don't order too much of something, and then come release day, you're like, ah, crap, this set kind of sucks. I don't want that much. Don't do that. I understand sometimes you have to. It happens to them all the time. But again, they do work off commission. They bought that specifically for you, typically. If it's like a sports card release, and you're like, I want 10 cases of this, that means they're going to order 10 cases more from the company. And if it comes in, you're like, I only need 2 cases, you're sticking them with 8 cases. They might not be able to move it. They might lose money on that. So think ahead on that one. Bad business, just bad business. But to get one, I guess I should have told you this in the beginning. It's pretty easy. You just got some paperwork you have to fill out. You have to claim I'm a brick and mortar store. You have to prove you're a brick and mortar store. Same thing you would do with Wizards. You can get that paperwork pretty much anywhere, but they want a copy of your business license, some pictures of your store, all this, all that. It's pretty straightforward. I think I covered that in another video. But and some of them also want you to prove your store again. Like, there's one of them I got, and I'm like, I need some magic. This is when I first opened, by the way. And they're like, well, we can't sell you magic because we don't know if you're a magic store. I'm like, but Wizards sells me magic, so why won't you? And it was just kind of a long, drawn-out thing that literally made me just give up on the distributor because I was getting magic. I basically submitted the same paperwork that I submitted to Wizards, and they were just like, we need more, proof. I'm like, I'm just going to go somewhere else because this is just dumb. Let's see, what else is there? Again, I feel like I'm not giving you any good information, but all right, so let's get into a little bit more specific things here. Now, there's, again, exclusives, or the contracts, whatever. Like, there's NECA, which does HeroClix, a couple other things. Again, Alliance only is who can sell it. So at the same time, keep in mind, you don't want to just snub a distributor. Because sometimes they will email you, they might call you when you're a new store and be like, hi, I'm from Alliance, is there anything we can do? Don't be an asshole to them, because you never know when down the road you might be like, oh shit, HeroClix is good, I need to carry it. Then you have to call that same rep and be like, yeah, remember me, I was an asshole to you. I don't want to get into that. And also, you don't want to get too many distributors, because you don't want to have a bunch of them and they're like, hey, do you want to order something? Then you're going to get called all the damn time. So there's no general rule of thumb on how many distributors to have. It just all depends on your business. And if you do have a distributor and you don't need them anymore, let them know. Because they're going to keep emailing you, and because they have a solicitation list or whatever, and they're going to keep wanting to reach out to you and all this. Don't waste their time. Just tell them, hey, business isn't going as well as I thought. I'll just call you when I need you. And just go from there. So what other big points are there? I might stop the video and try to figure out some big points or whatever the hell of distributors and go from there. There's a lot more I want to say, but because of transparency, I wish I could just detail it out and tell you this distributor does this distributor does this one does this. If you own a business right now or a store, I'm sure we can bullshit about that. I'm pretty sure that's okay. I've done it with other stores. If it's not, so sorry. But anyways, the biggest thing is your allocation. You're a business. You need to grow your allocation, so you need to be good to a couple distributors. and you're going to want to build that. Now, the worst thing in the world is if all of a sudden something changes with that distributor. And it happened to me. I had built my allocation up through a distributor. I had been doing it for over a year. Yeah, I believe over a year. And I was up to a large amount of Magic product with them because I was just be like, give me everything. When something releases, give me as much as you humanly possibly can give me. Plus, I was getting other things from them. And all of a sudden, I get called one day, they're not allowed to sell Magic anymore. And this was right before a pre-release. We're talking like a couple weeks before a pre-release. I'm like, are you kidding me? What am I going to do? I can get my 48 boxes from Wizards. I need my other, I think it was like 270 at that time, boxes. What the hell? Called Wizards. I'm like, hey, Wizards, I need an extra almost 300 boxes. And they're like, we can't help you. And I mean, they weren't assholes about it, but I understood why they couldn't. So I called all these other distributors, and I'm just like, dude, guys, I need 300 boxes. I had taken pre-orders on this many boxes because I was getting this many boxes. And understandably, most of them are like, we can't do anything. You know, we already sold our product to other people. It's already allocated. There's nothing we can do. So there was 2 distributors, though, that did do their best to come through for me. And the one that came through the most actually is the one that I'm working with now. They're friggin' amazing. But they saved my ass. That's all I can say. They completely just saved my ass. But they even bent over backwards to save me. So it's scary because you can build it up for years and you depend on that. Because for the next couple of Magic sets, I have an idea in my head of how many boxes I'm going to be getting. So I start planning where am I going to sell them, how much am I going to sell them for, you know, this and that. And that's going to be my business. But if all of a sudden along the lines, goes away, they can't sell it to me, I am in a bind. So things like that do happen. So plan for that the best you can, but there's not much you can do. But keep that, you know, in mind. Other than that, I'll take questions on distributors now. Any specific questions, let me know, and I'll start making more videos. I really didn't answer much here because I don't know what all I can say, what I can't say.